Good morning or good day, wherever you are, and whatever time of day it is. As you can hear from my voice, maybe that I've got a little bit of a cold, but I'm gonna push on and come back at you with another World Cup overview, I guess, of what's been going on since I last got you in the last episode. So I've been staying pretty consistent. The last episode was up, I think, yesterday, and today I'm here to talk about a couple of games that happened today. I watched two of them today. So it was Japan's game and Spain's emphatic win against Saudi Arabia. So I want to talk a little bit about those. I'm going to talk about a little bit about tomorrow's games. I think we have France and who else we have? We have France and Argentina tomorrow. I think both of those are going to be, clear wins. I don't think I have much to say about those. But let's talk a little bit about today's games. And today we had Japan winning 4-0 against Tunisia. Now, Japan have been brilliant in this World Cup so far. They got a 2-2 draw against Netherlands at the beginning, but just the way they've played, the spirit, the freedom they've played with, they have some real technicians, and this was a beatdown from Japan, okay, and just good football to watch. Some really good goals, really good spirit. And again, Japan is another team, just like the Netherlands, that I kind of want to see carry forward into this World Cup. So, anyone listening from Japan, shout out to you guys in Japan, man. I hope you guys get some good coverage and some good games out of this. In particular, I'd like to give a big shout out to Uneda. Now, Uneda, I think he plays in the Dutch league. I think he plays for who does he play for? Who does Uneda play for? I believe he plays for. He plays up front for Feyenoord. And what a great little player, and what a World Cup performance in this game. He scores 2 goals. The last one is this like looping header, but he gets an assist as well. It was honestly one of the best performances I've seen in a game in this World Cup. Shout out to him, 27 years old. Uneda, wicked player and great performance against Tunisia. I'm looking forward to seeing more of him. So then we'll move on to a little bit to Spain. So as far as Spain goes, Spain did what you would expect Spain to do. They had a demolition over Saudi Arabia, and you would expect them to do that. Spain have one of the best squads in the World Cup. We saw lamineyamal get his goal as well, and it was pretty much it was 4-0. It could have been 6 or 7. It was just a constant wave attack. A little bit hard to watch for the Saudis, just watching this beatdown happen, but. At least they got a nice kit. They got that nice white kit. Looks really cool. But, Spain did what they were expected to do. Looking really strong. Probably win their group. As far as the Japan group, sorry, going back to Japan again quickly. That one's a little bit more interesting. They're drawing points with Netherlands, and they've got Sweden next. Sweden now are in a dire position. Japan got 1 point above them. If they want any chance, they have to beat Japan, and I don't think they have it in them to do that. I don't think they have the confidence to do it. But that is a game to watch. That, as far as a competitive game coming up, that's going to be a real decider, that Japan-Sweden game. Because I think Netherlands will beat Tunisia. But, yeah, that group's heating up a little bit. I think Japan, like I said, I think I want Japan to beat Sweden, if I'm being honest with you. I think Japan are going to bode well moving forward as well and give us some entertaining games. So I want to see entertainment. I'm here for entertainment, you know what I mean? Like, especially when it's outside of England. I want the best games and the best teams and the ones that deserve it to go forward, as everyone does. But yeah, if you're Japanese, you got a lot to celebrate. Same with the Spanish. Shout out to all the girls in the crowd as well. You look beautiful, all of you, even the Japanese girls and the Spanish girls. Yeah, looking great. I might do a top 10 list of girls in the World Cup at some point. All right, so that was a little roundup of today's games. Tomorrow, I'm not going to go too much into tomorrow. I think like France are going to splatter whoever they're playing, and I think Argentina will also win as well. I think they're facing two smaller teams. It's going to be pretty much a shoe-in. One thing I did want to speak about a little bit for today's games is Belgium. Now, Belgium, I've had enough of Belgium in World Cups and in international tournaments in general. Belgium, just for those that don't know, have had um, decent to really good squads actually over the past, few tournaments, and it has been such a waste of talent. I don't know what's happened with the Belgium national team. They've passed their peak squads a couple of years ago. I would say I think they had their best squad a couple of years ago, but they still have some good players, and they ended up drawing against. Who did they draw against? They drew against someone that Iran. They drew against Iran. How can how can Belgium's squad draw against Iran? Honestly, like there's something going on with that squad. They're just not performing to the level they're meant to be at, and they never have. So I'm done with Belgium in these World Cups. Get them out of here. It looks like they're going to be wearing home soon anyway. And it seems like they've always underperformed in these tournaments. So whoever the governing body is in Belgium, you need to get a hold of these players because you have some good talent. You have talented players, and it's just another World Cup now that's just gone by without you guys. You can't even beat Iran. You can't, I mean, they're under war. They're in war right now. You can't beat Iran. Are you telling me that? Like, it's madness. It's madness. If I was a Belgian fan, I'd be fuming right now. I'd be literally wanting to understand how this team is being coached, how they're being played. Where's this demotivation coming from? Because there's a problem there. They shouldn't be this bad, and they've been bad. They've been underperforming for the past 3, 4, 5 tournaments. So Belgium, good players, but good squads, terribly underperforming on an international level, and I think we'll be saying goodbye to them very soon. Right, let's see what else we have. I'm not gonna talk about that. Okay, so I did want to talk about a few different things to do with the coverage of the World Cup. So earlier today, I watched Martin Tyler. For those who don't know, Martin Tyler's a famous, maybe the most famous living football commentator around. He's commentating on the World Cup. He's a British guy. His name's Martin Tyler. And he did an interview with a broadcasting radio station called TalkSport, which are over here in the UK. So if you want to watch this interview, just type in Martin Tyler TalkSport, and he's talking about England and Kane. So you can type in Martin Tyler TalkSport Kane. Now, I wanted to talk about this because I feel like there's a lot of recency bias when it comes to football, especially in these World Cups, because they come around so every 4 years. It just seems like people get very excited when they come around, and we kind of forget, we kind of lose our marbles a little bit sometimes, especially fans, but even pundits at times, and they kind of say kind of things that I just think are a bit, hyperbolic. They're a bit over egging the juice, overexcited, and I think they should really regret saying them, because one of the things Martin Tyler says in this interview with TalkSport is that he believes that Kane is the best number 9. Sorry, not number 9. He thinks he's the best English player that he's ever commentated on. Now, for those who don't know, Martin Tyler's commentated on multiple World Cups, I think 10 or over 10. And he's come out with that statement saying Harry Kane, is the best English player he's commentated on. Now, I for you younger fans, you might accept that. You might think, oh yeah, Harry Kane's got the stats to back it up, and he does. I think he's got the most goals for any English player. But for someone that's my age, and I believe there's a lot of people that are a bit older that would understand what I'm saying here, it's that there's no way I'm accepting that Harry Kane is the best English player that Martin Tyler has commentated on. No way. Like, it's not reality. Now, Harry Kane has got the stats. He's got lots of goals. A lot of them are in qualifiers. When it counts, in an England shirt, has Harry Kane produced? How many big Harry Kane England tournament moments can you think of? Not many, if any, okay? Maybe one of them was the other day. So, in general, listen, Harry Kane, great player. Great player, okay? I'm not trying to attack Kane here, but I just want some reality and some, I don't know, common sense that comes into discussion. In an England shirt, there is no way Harry Kane has performed better than people like David Beckham. No way, even though he's got more goals than him, has he performed better in an England shirt than Gary Lineker. Okay, I don't care. I don't care if he's got more goals than him. Yeah, he's got more penalties as well, and he hasn't performed better. Yeah, he hasn't performed better in an England shirt. It's not all about the stats. And football's different now than it was back then as well. If you're thinking about iconic moments, you're thinking about Owen against Brazil. You're thinking about Beckham against Greece. You're not thinking about any Harry Kane ones, okay? You're not. In fact, if I'm thinking about Harry Kane, I'm thinking about the moments that he messed up. I'm thinking about all the moments he messed up in an England shirt. So, listen, another player that was pretty poor in an England shirt was Wayne Rooney. But Harry Kane is not a better player than Wayne Rooney. Like, he's not a better player than Wayne Rooney. I'm not having it. So, there's at least three there that have done better in an England shirt than Harry Kane. Even Owen, if we're talking primes, there is no way that Kane's prime in an England shirt is better than Owen's prime in an England shirt. Owen was the best player in the world, maybe, at one point. Especially in those England tournaments. He was eating players alive. Like, literally, he smashed up Brazil. Imagine an England player running through a Brazil team. Has Kane done anything like that? Like, I know Owen played many less tournaments, okay, and he had injury woes. But like, if he was never injured, is he not a better player than? If he continued that prime, is he not a better player than Harry Kane? I don't know, man. I don't know. In an England shirt, he had more iconic moments. He did more impressive things when it counted. It's not all about just scoring loads of goals in qualifiers and against rubbish group teams. You know what I mean? Like, that doesn't make you the best player that's played for England. So I just thought it'd be interesting to talk about. I just thought, Martin Tyler made a mistake saying that. And I'm just going to list a couple of players that I personally think are better than Harry Kane and Martin Tyler's commentated on. Okay, so players that are better than Harry Kane that Martin Tyler's commentated on in an England shirt. Remember, we're talking in an England shirt here, right? We're not talking overall. Overall, I think Harry Kane's a better player than Gary Lineker. But in an England shirt, Gary Lineker did more. Okay, don't care. In an England shirt, Wayne Rooney did more. Has Kane ever produced the type of form that Rooney did in his first tournament when he broke through? No, nowhere close. Nowhere. All right, don't get me wrong. Rooney didn't really match up to what his ability was, but in English after that point. But Kane's never done anything close to that. So Wayne Rooney, overall, actually, Wayne Rooney better than Harry Kane in every sense. Okay, Michael Owen again. I don't think Harry Kane has reached done anything as great as what Michael Owen did in England shirt, especially in those first early tournaments when Michael Owen was like 18, 19. So. With Heskey Owen, For those that know, if you're of a certain age group, We're not going to let this slander go by. David Beckham. Martin Tyler's commentating David Beckham. Are you telling me that Harry Kane's done that? When it counts, Harry Kane has stood up and grabbed the game by the scruff of the neck like David Beckham did multiple times? Of course he hasn't. David Beckham, come on. In an England shirt, David Beckham's performed better than Harry Kane. Okay? These ones are a bit controversial, but he has also commentated on Frank Lampard and Steven Gerrard and Paul Gascoigne. Now, I'll leave those with you, Just for some stats, because people love stats these days, okay? Without penalties, Kane has 8 goals, and they're over about 6 tournaments, okay? 5 tournaments. Now, in my opinion, like, if we're talking about non-penalty goals per tournament, Lineker and Owen are actually above him, and Owen played less tournaments, So, things to think about. I know people love stats, but it was a different game back then, and like I said, Harry Kane, great player. I'm not trying to slander Harry Kane out of the woodwork, but we need to relax. Now, if Harry Kane wins this tournament for us, then we might have a different discussion about it. But until that happens, Harry Kane has not performed to any of these guys' levels in an England shirt. In fact, like I said, if I think of Harry Kane, I think of that penalty miss. All right, that's what I think of. I'm being honest with you. I think of when I think of Lineker, I think of his famous World Cup goals. His golden boot. Yeah, so um, he scored the majority of England's goals, Lineker, in that tournament. So yeah, I just think, yeah, if we think about peaks, like it's not even close. If we think about iconic moments, if we think about peaks, it's Michael Owen. If we're thinking about goals, it's Lineker. And if we're thinking about iconic moments, it's David Beckham, right? So if we think about overall as a player, it's Wayne Rooney. So yeah, I think I made my point there. Okay, and like I said, I wish him the best. I wish Harry Kane the best. I wish them all the best, but we're not taking the slander on those old England legends. And hopefully this encourages him. Hopefully he hears this and this encourages him to go on and win a tournament for us, and not miss a penalty like a joker like he did last time. But all right, I've rambled on about that too long now. But anyway, all right, I'm gonna leave it there. Last thing I just want to say as well, Lineker was on TV, on ITV. For those who don't know, Lineker is normally on BBC, and they kind of kicked him off BBC because of him basically supporting Palestine over social media. And imagine BBC kicked him off on that. And now in hindsight, how silly do they look? Now, it's not one of those things. I don't want to get too political, but it's one of those things that's a little bit more accepted now. So Gary Lineker was sitting on the ITV stadium, getting all all laughs and people admiring him and stuff like that. So yeah, good on Gary Lineker. Played against Maradona, done some great things for England. Shout out to him. Oh, this is what I wanted to talk about. Hopefully we have time. I've noticed in the coverage, and I noticed in this one, there's been little sly digs at. They talk really great about all the players in the tournament so far and stuff, and then someone has to drop I think it was Ian Wright this time. I love Wrighty, but come on, someone has to drop a little sly comment or a little sly dig at Cristiano Ronaldo. Like every bit of coverage, they're bringing up, oh, Ronaldo, should he be here? Tournament too long. Oh, we ain't seen Ronaldo yet. Listen, guys, leave Ronaldo alone. Leave Cristiano Ronaldo alone. This is a 41-year-old outfield player in his 6th World Cup or something. It's unprecedented. Show the guy some respect. You keep comparing him to what he used to be. You keep comparing him to Messi. Messi's 3 or 4 years younger than him. Messi won't be at the World Cup when he's 41. So it's a different game. He's 41 years old. Give him some leeway, some credit. Now, on the flip side, should Ronaldo be starting for Portugal at 41? Probably not. I think he warrants being in the squad personally. I don't think there's any standout that takes him out of the squad completely. But yeah, maybe he shouldn't be starting. But that game where Portugal drew, the whole of Portugal are playing badly. It's not all Ronaldo. None of them made a great effort to get goals. They didn't take their chances. They didn't produce what they should have produced, considering they got a great midfield and stuff. Portugal, again, another team that have kind of underperformed in some of these tournaments. And they're underperforming right now. It's not just Ronaldo. So leave the 41-year-old outfield player out of it, all right? Ronaldo is a bona fide legend. And if you change the perspective slightly on it, Ronaldo's the best outfield 41-year-old we're ever going to see in a World Cup. So why not say that instead of, oh, Ronaldo, Messi scored a hat-trick. Yeah, Messi did score a hat-trick. Well done. Messi won't be at a World Cup at 41. He's not going to be there. So at least give Ronaldo credit for even making it to a World Cup at 41. Do you know what I mean? Don't get me wrong, Messi, brilliant. And when all's said and done, Messi's career is going to be unmatched. Unless Ronaldo wins this tournament, it's going to be different, But when all's said and done, probably Messi's career is going to be unmatched. But you don't have to keep slandering this Ronaldo. It's lazy analysis. It's lazy. It's lazy to say, oh, it's all Ronaldo. Portugal didn't perform. Simple as that, So leave Ronaldo out. I don't want to hear no slander for Ronaldo. He's 41 years old. The fact he's in the World Cup alone is impressive. You're not going to see a better outfield 41 player probably ever in the World Cup again. So show that guy some respect, man. I don't want to hear no more slander on Ronaldo. Cristiano, absolute legend. Yeah, legend. Leave that guy out of it. I don't know where all the hate's coming from. You can praise Messi without bringing up Ronaldo. Messi, well done. Brilliant. Brilliant, of course. He's not 41 years old, though. Yeah? When he's 41 years old, like I said, he won't be kicking up football for Argentina. And Argentina, bear that in mind as well. You're comparing them like for like. Messi is playing in a squad that has just won the World Cup. Do you understand the difference between that? Like, it's not a straight comparison. It's a team sport. So all of these things are factors when it comes to these things, you know, like these straight comparisons. You know, if Messi was playing this Portugal side that can't create anything, can't create a full bin, you know what I mean? Like, what would he be doing? Would he be scoring a hat-trick? Maybe not. And he scored a hat-trick against Algeria as well. Come on, like, Algeria? Like, calm down, all right? Calm down. But anyway, brilliant for Messi, but yeah. I think he'll break the goal record as well. I want to see him do it. But leave Ronaldo out of it. He's 41 years old. He's the best 41-year-old to kick a football in the World Cup ever. And you can put that on my gravestone. Anyway, I've ranted on too much today. I'll catch you not maybe tomorrow, the day after. Hopefully we're pushing towards that England game soon as well. So I'll catch you later. Foxador, in and out. Hope you enjoyed the episode. Whether you're listening to this at night or during the day or in the morning while you're making some food, whatever you like. You know, I'm glad you're tuning in. Keep tuning in to me. I'm going to be here for a while now. My channel's back. We're getting some live streams, some Q&As going soon. And yeah, put in the comments what you think. Subscribe. Put in the comment what you think. Do you think I was too harsh on Kane? Do you think Kane is the best English player to ever play for England? Well, maybe not ever, but that Martin Tyler's commentated on. Do you think Ronaldo shouldn't be at the World Cup? You know, I disagree, but do you think he shouldn't be at the World Cup? I said he shouldn't start. So put in the comments what you think. Is the criticism a little bit too harsh on Ronaldo? Was I too harsh on Harry Kane there? And how do you think the rest of the tournament's going to go? How do you think France and Argentina are going to get on in the next game? Anyway, I'm over and out. Don't forget to subscribe. Foxador back again. We'll see you soon.